Hey Crossing kids, welcome to Elementary at Home. I'm so glad you're here. I'm your host, Claire Novak, and I bet you're wondering where Pastor Jeff is. Well, don't worry, he's on his way, but I'm glad he's late because I need to hide this stuff before he gets here.
What is that stuff? Is that fish?
Yes! Oh my gosh, remember Natalie Fisher in today's story? But I want to do a blind taste test with Jeff, but I doubt he'd agree to do it if he knew what he was going to be blindly tasting. I brought mackerel, salmon, trout, and sardines. Yuck. Anyway, okay, so Natalie, you've got to help me hide this stuff. If he sees it, there is no way he'd agree.
Too late.
Jeff! Oh my gosh! Hey, buddy! I didn't see you there.
I just wanted to ask you what was going on. Did you use some kind of special effects to hide some fish stuff? What was all that?
Okay, fine, you caught me. I wanted to do a funny blind taste test today, but I honestly didn't think you'd be game after that whole pickle juice thing. I knew you were mad.
That pickle juice was pretty nasty. But what's the taste test for? And why fish?
Well, in this story, this is one of Jesus's miracles, and in today's miracle, it's got fish in it. So I thought it would help the kids to remember the story if they saw you do a blind taste test of like gross fish. Come on, Jeff, it's for the kids.
Okay, for the kids. You know what? I bet it would help them remember even more than just that if we both had to do a blind taste test. Kids, what do you think? Do you want to see Claire do a gross blind taste test too? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kids, you win. I'll do it.
Awesome. Kids, we are excited because today we're going to continue talking about the
miracles of Jesus. We're going to get it one of these days, Jeff. It's fine. Guys, last week we learned about a man who was healed at the pool of Bethesda.
Yeah, and today we're going to jump right into what has got to be a Bible's greatest hits moment.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Okay, quick reference though. Let's remind the kids what a miracle is.
Sure. A miracle is a surprising and welcome event that cannot be explained by science or nature, and it's considered to be the work of God.
Jesus performed 37 recorded miracles in the Bible, and every miracle he did was to show us that he is God. Through these miracles, we see that God is sovereign. He has the power to do whatever he pleases.
And that he came to save his people from their sin and bring them back into a saving relationship with them.
Today's miracle is especially important because in performing it, Jesus showed the world that he is the bread of life. He is the thing that our hearts are hungry for and the only one who ultimately satisfies that hunger.
Well, let's jump right into it. We can read about today's miracle in John 6.
That's right, and also in Matthew 14.
I forgot my glasses.
Oh,
I need them to see a little
do you
bit
need
more
my help?
clearly. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, that is better. I need these for reading.
Oh, yes.
You too?
Oh, yeah, just for the small words.
Okay, do you know what though? I feel like something's missing.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Very nice, Claire.
Oh.
But do you think these wonderful hats might distract from the story a
You know
little
what? I think they might. Should
Okay.
we just find a good compromise?
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh.
Good compromise, Claire. Good compromise.
Thank you. Now, let's get to it. So picking up in John and in Matthew, we read about this incredible event. So Jesus had been traveling all around the region, teaching and preaching, and he had passed over the shore of the Sea of Galilee. And this great crowd of people had followed him.
That's right. All these people were following Jesus around because of the signs he performed, the miracles of healing the sick people. These miracles were amazing and it attracted a lot of people to him, about 5,000 of them.
That is so many. You know, a lot of times when I teach this in person in Crossing Kids, I try to give the kids a visual aid of just how many people would have been gathered, okay? So check this out. This is a picture of the auditorium, okay? This is our auditorium fully packed, but don't worry kids, this is before COVID. But this fully packed house is about 1,600 people. So the crowd gathered around Jesus was about not one, not two, but 2.5 of that auditorium. Guys, that's a lot of people.
Now, it was getting late in the day. When Jesus saw the large crowd, he said to his disciples, "Where can we buy enough bread for these people to eat?" Guys, Jesus was asking this question, and it was partly a test. He knew that there was nowhere to buy bread right then to feed this massive crowd of people, because he already knew what he was going to do.
Well, his disciples did not realize what he was doing. And one of them, Philip, said, "We would have to work for 6 months to have enough money to buy all of these people bread." Philip realized the number of people was too high and the cost was too great. What he didn't realize was who exactly he was talking to.
And then another disciple, Andrew, spoke up and said, "Here's a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many people?"
So Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." So that's what they did. Jesus took the loaves and the fish from the boy, gave thanks, and distributed the food to those who were seated. He gave them as much as they wanted.
Yeah, it was kind of like this. "Here, Claire, have some bread."
Whoa, Jeff, this is crazy. Did you just perform a miracle?
No, of course not. No, those were just special effects, the same way we make our Bibles appear out of thin air. But that's what makes the miracle we're talking about with Jesus even more amazing. There were no cameras and no ways to do special effects. Jesus really did perform this miracle because he's God.
So what happened after the disciples had handed out the bread and the fish?
That's a good question. When we keep reading, we see that they had enough to eat, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Gather up all the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them up and filled 12 baskets with leftovers from the 5 barley loaves the people had eaten.
Hold on, 12 baskets? But they only started with 5 loaves. That's incredible.
I know, it is indeed. After people saw the miracle that Jesus performed, many people believed in him. Probably more important than the miracle was what Jesus was showing the world about himself by performing it.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it, Claire. God is sovereign. He has the power to do what he pleases. Jesus could have performed any miracle at any time, but he performed specific miracles at certain times, all of which were recorded so that we could believe.
That's right. Our memory verse for this unit is all about that. It says, "But these were written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name." That's from John 20, verse 31.
The specific miracle helps us understand who Jesus is and what the kingdom of heaven is like. In the first miracle we talked about in this unit, where Jesus turned the water into wine, we saw that he is the greatest reason to celebrate. In this miracle, we see that Jesus is the bread of life and the ultimate sustainer. And that is what's so remarkable about Jesus, isn't it? Guys, we've got 2 more awesome miracles to cover in the coming weeks that will teach us even more about Jesus and who he is.
That is right.
Well, apparently, we're going to do some kind of terrifying blind taste test in a few minutes. And while we set that up, why don't you guys see how well you were listening to today's story by playing a round of, kids, Claire, say it with me.
Know Your Bible!
Hi everyone, and welcome to Know Your Bible, the game show that tests your biblical knowledge. I'm your host, Ginny Giffler. Friends at home, I know that you have been listening well, but let's see if my new friends in the studio were paying attention too. They are a mother-son duo from Fargo, North Dakota. It's Karen and Wilbur Dillon.
I go by Will. Please call me Will.
Don't be silly, Wilbur. Ever since he got into high school, he's suddenly way too cool to go by his given name. Fine, all right, Will it is. But you will always be my little Wilbur.
We're on television.
Sorry. All right, I know, Will. Gosh. Anywho, hi, Jenny. So I'm Karen, and you met Will. We're from Fargo. I'm the librarian at our local regional library. And Will here is just the star of the high school. He's the track star. He's a spelling bee winner, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Mom, I will leave.
Okay, I promise no more. Look, I am zipping my lip.
Okay, well, Will, track? That sounds really exciting.
Yeah, thanks. I'm on the track team. I wouldn't say I'm the star, though.
He is just being modest.
Well, this should be a fun game, don't you think, friends? Before we get into today's questions, let's see what our contestants are playing for.
Have you ever looked down at your feet and thought, I wish my shoes had a little more pizzazz, but not too much? Well, we've been there too. And that's why today's lucky winner will be the proud recipient of this single colorful shoelace.
Oh, wow, that's more exciting than cookies at snack time. Karen, Will, are you ready? Friends at home, turn up those listening ears, because here is question number 1. There was a problem that needed solving in today's story. What was that problem?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. I do know this story. It's about a miracle that Jesus performed. Yeah. Was there a sick person who needed to be healed?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Karen. That is a really great guess. But today's story was not about someone who needed to be healed. Will, want to take a stab at it?
Sure. There was a crowd of about 5,000 people who had come out to see Jesus because of all the miracles he'd been performing. It was late in the day and everyone was super hungry. They didn't have any resources to feed all of them, though.
Friends at home, what do you think? Is Will right? That's right. Great job, Will.
Oh, of course he's right. That's my sweet boy. I knew you'd get it.
Mom, knock it off. You're embarrassing me.
Let's move on to question number 2. Kids at home, get ready. What did Jesus do to solve the problem?
Oh, well, I am just sure that I know the answer to this one. Okay. I bet Jesus performed a miracle, don't you know?
Well, Karen, that is technically correct, but the judges are telling me that we're gonna need some more specifics. Kids at home, do you know? Will?
Sure. There was a boy and he had 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. He gave them to Jesus, who blessed the food and then had the disciples pass it out to all the people who were sitting there. Jesus multiplied all the food and fed the 5,000, and they had so much that they still had some left over.
A+, Will. Well said. Friends at home, is that what you said too? Of course it is, my brainy little badgers. Will, you are in the lead with 20 points.
Oh, Wilbur, sorry. Will, I am so proud of you. You are doing such a great job, don't you know?
You know, he is doing a great job. I think that Will has earned a sticker. Okay, friends, are you ready for question number 3? Pastor Jeff taught us that Jesus is the bread of life. What does that mean?
Okay, now I remember this is such a strange phrase. And now I don't know exactly what it means, but I don't think it means that we're gonna take little bites out of Jesus, does it? Oh my gosh, does it? That's not what it means. I don't know.
No, Mom, that's not what he means. When Jesus says that he's the bread of life, that means he's the only thing that will sustain our hunger forever. He's the only thing that satisfies the things that our hearts long for.
Wow! Will, you have done it again! Friends at home, is that what you said? Of course it was! Great work, everyone! Good job! Will, you got all the questions right.
Oh, Wilbur, I could not be more proud of you. You know what? I am going to take you out for a chicken McNugget Happy Meal and an ice cream cone.
Oh, how fun! Who doesn't love ice cream? Well, Will, you are today's winner. It looks like you really, say it with me,
Know your Bible.
Thanks for playing, everyone.
Hey kids, we hope you had fun playing Know Your Bible. That Ginny Giffler is sure fun.
Yeah, she is. Now, Claire, we've got quite the spread here and quite a smell here in the room. I noticed that it's just a lot of different kinds of fish that we can enjoy.
Well, yes, because in today's miracle, Jesus fed the 5,000 with 2 small fish and 5 small loaves. Now, we don't know for sure what kind of fish they would have had, so I bought a variety of prepared fish for us to taste. Okay, so I want you to hold this overhead, okay? This is gonna help it to be super random, guys. We're each gonna draw 2. And how about I'll draw 2 real quick and not look at them. And now you draw your 2? Well, they're the only 2 left. Ready? Oh, no! No!
I'm sorry.
This is the one I didn't want. Oh, Sam, I got sardines and trout.
At least you got the smoked trout. I have salmon, which should be pretty good, and mackerel, which I have no idea what that's gonna taste like.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm
Okay.
gonna do this. Oh gosh.
You can do this. Just pretend like it's a cupcake.
Natalie, can you see this? They look like little fishies. It's gonna, do you see it?
Oh, Claire.
Oh gosh. Okay, ready?
Tell me.
It's honestly not bad at all.
Okay.
It tastes like tuna.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
I think our
Pleasantly
opinions of
surprised.
sardines have improved for many people now, hopefully. All right, so I'm gonna do the mackerel, which is stored in 100% olive oil, in case that helps.
What do you think?
Okay.
Is it okay too?
It tastes like tuna.
So I'm going to move on to smoked trout. I've never had trout. You can get it. You can fish for trout though, right?
I think you said somewhere you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see that? It's like a fleshy bit.
The
Here we
juices
go.
are kind of running
This
around
one's in canola oil.
Mm.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Wow, this taste test is not going how I thought it was going to
Yeah,
go, guys. I thought we were going to be like,
All right, so wild caught pink salmon, the chicken of the sea. When you say it like that, it kind of sounds a little bit more gross.
Yeah, totally.
But here we go, salmon. It's everything I would hope to be.
Yeah, honestly, on some crackers, I would eat these. But guess what though? This wasn't all I had in mind. I really thought this was going to be gross, honestly. I brought a really fun thing that's a good snack to help them remember the lesson.
Well, I'm all for that too.
Okay, I would clean this up, but I think it would just be easier to go like this.
Wow, Claire, what is all this stuff?
So these are all ingredients that we are going to use to make an awesome snack mix that is probably better than sardines. You kids at home might like it more, but it will for sure help them to remember the story. So as I show it, will you pour some in the bowl?
I'd love that,
So
yeah.
first up, goldfish,
Ooh, classic.
a favorite. All right, so just put some goldfish in a bowl. So the goldfish represent the fish that the boy provided, right? Okay, next up we've got Gardettos.
It's all right.
Now these look like the bread, right? So they remind us of the bread that the boy had. So we've got fish and bread.
Oh, wow.
Next, we've got mini pretzels.
Now, what are the pretzels for?
The pretzels, they help us remember how Jesus folded his hands to pray before he blessed the food.
Good, that's important.
I know. And finally, what are these?
Classic. Bugles.
Oh, bugles. Hit it.
All right. Now, what do the bugles represent?
So the bugles, these guys represent the 12 baskets that the disciples filled with the leftover food after everyone had eaten their fill. So you're going to take that, mix it all up.
Wow. That's like a good snack.
I know. What do you think?
I think it looks great. Should we try some?
Yes.
All right. While you're munching on those, Claire, I'm going to go over our memory verse with the kids. So you don't have to this time. So our memory verse is from John 20:31. And it says this, "But these are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name." See, Jesus is the bread of life and the ultimate sustainer. He is what we really need.
Guys, he knows all of our needs, every last one of them, and he's happy to meet all of those needs as well as our greatest need of being in a relationship with him. Hey, if you're still sitting, will you stand up and sing this fun worship song with us?
We'll see you back next week for another special episode. Thanks for watching.
You spoke one word and the dark became light. I believe it, yeah. You spoke my name and my heart came to life. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. You're all I need every day of my life. I believe it, yeah. You're all I need, always here by my side. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. At the top of my lungs. I'm gonna scream it, oh, I'm gonna shout it. I'm gonna sing it out. At the top of my lungs. I'm gonna scream it, oh, I'm gonna shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs.